Hello friends, today we will discuss about some points of C# programming. So here is the list we will study today. First one is what are array methods in C#, demonstrate array methods with examples. So difference between one dimensional, two dimensional, three dimensional means multi-dimensional and jagged arrays. So these all topics we will cover today with the examples. So let's begin. First one we have array methods. So what are array methods? Here already we learn about how to create arrays, what are arrays, means we created integer arrays, string of arrays. Now we will talk about some methods in arrays. So here are some methods of arrays. LastIndexOf, it finds the index of the last occurrence. If we want to check the indexing value, or we provide some value to check that it is exist in the array or not. So how we can check it? We can check it with LastIndexOf. Here we have some example of integer of arrays. We provide 5 elements into this integer of arrays, and if we want to check this 2 value is available into this list or not, then we can use LastIndexOf. Here we have 2 values repeatedly, then it always get the last value, not the first value. It always get a last value from this arrays of integer. Here is the syntax of this one: array dot LastIndexOf method, then array name, then value. Whatever the value we provide it will check that value it is existing into this list or not, and if it is exists, then it will provide us the indexing value. So here is the value, that is 3. So indexing always starts from 0, as I already told you many times. 0 1 2 0 1 2 3. Okay, now we have third index value. So this is all about the LastIndexOf method. Next method we have clear method. It sets a range of elements to default value, 0 for integer, null for reference type. So clear methods is all about if we want to set some values to 0 means default value, then how we can do it? We can do it with the clear method. Here we provide some elements, 4 elements we have starting from 0 to 3 index, and if we want to check or set the values to 0, then we can use this one, array dot clear method we have, then array name, and then this is the indexing value where it starts from. So it starts from here, from 1 index, and then this is a total length, means 2 means total length. It will set the default value for 2 length, means for 2 and 3. So this is the clear method for all about. Here we have the result, mean it started from first index, and then for the 2 length it set the values to default, means 0 value. So this is all about a clear method. Next method we have a copy method or clone method. It copies elements into another array. Suppose here any need arises, if we want to set a copy of that particular array, then how we can do it? We can do it in this way. With the clone method we have, these are all inbuilt methods we have in C#. We can use it, and it will clone this integer of array into new integer of arrays. So here is the list which is saved, and we can do our alterations into the original arrays. So this is all about the copy method or clone method. Next we have resize method. It changes the size of an array, creates a new one internally. Resize means suppose if we set arrays of integer, means 3 size we set for this array. Okay, and if we want to increase this at some moment, we have a requirement, we have to increase the size of that integer of arrays. Then how we can do it? We can do in this way: array dot resize, then reference keyword, then array name, then total size we set. This is the new total size for this integer of arrays. First we set it 3 values, next we set it 5 integer values. So we can add 2 more new values to this integer of arrays. So this is the resize method. Next we have exist method. It checks if any element matches a given conditions. Exist method is all about if we want to check this particular value is existing into this integer of arrays or not, then how we can check it? We can check it with the exist method. Here we have arrays of array name, and then this is a lambda expression we can use. Here we can put any name for this one, like I put x and lambda expression, then x, and then check greater than 25 value is existing into this one or not. So we have one value, that is 30. So it will always return boolean value, means true or false value. Here we are getting true value because it is existing into this integer of arrays. Now let's see all these into Visual Studio. Now check some array methods here. Suppose we have some integer of arrays. We set this size. Here we provide some values. And if we want to check this size, means to check the indexing value for last index, then how we can check it? We can check it with nums dot array dot last index of, then array name, and then if we want to check 55 value is existing into this or not. In this way we can check. Now let's run this one. So we have the indexing value, that is 2. So 55 is present into second indexing, start from 0, 1 and 2. In second index we have 55 value. Suppose we have 55 value again here, then now it will give which indexing value. Let's check this one also. Now we have indexing value, that is 4, because it always get the last indexing value, not the first one or not the middle one. It always get the last indexing value, means 0 to 4 we have indexing value, and in last element it picks up that indexing value, that is 4, not this one, not 2. So this is all about last index of values we have. Next thing we have clear method. Suppose here we have 5 values, and if we want to put some values to default, means 0 value we can set. Then how we can do it? We can do in this way. Array dot clear method we have, and then we can set the arrays here, and then this is the indexing value as how many values we want to set default. We want 3 values to set default to 0, so it will start from first index to 3 index, means these values, then it will set to default, means 0 value. And if we want to display these values, then we can use for each loop for this one. And here we can set then will print these item values. For space we can set this one. Now let's check this one. So we have these new values 10 to 55, and 3 values it sets to default, means 0 values it set. So this is the thing in clear method. This is the starting index, means it start from first index, means from 20, and through 3 values, means through 3 elements it sets all the values to default to 0 values. So this is all about clear method. Next thing we have a clone method. If we want to clone some arrays, then how we can do it? First create some string of arrays, text messages, new string of arrays we have, For values we can set some values here. Next we have this one. We have 4 values in string of arrays, and if we want to create a clone of these arrays, then how we can do it? Clone messages we have, and next we have text messages dot clone method we have. Next we have to typecast it to string of arrays. Now this will create a clone of this string of arrays into a new string of arrays. So if we want to do some manipulation to this string of arrays, then we can do any kind of thing into this one. It will not reflect into the new clone arrays. And if we want to display these values, string item in clone messages, we can see write method, then we can get the values. For space we can add some space. Now let's see this one, what it will print. Now we have the new clone values. Programmer, CSharp, coding, developers, we have these 4 values into a new clone arrays. So this is all about cloning of arrays. If we want to create any new copy of any string of arrays, of any integer of arrays, then we can do in this way. Next we have, if we want to change the size of this one, already we set it to 4, and if we want to increase the size, then how we can do it? We can do it in this way. Arrays dot resize, then reference, then array name we have. If we want to set it to 6, first we have the size, that is 4, and next we want to add 2 more elements into this string of arrays. In this way we can set this new size. And if we want to add the values to that text message, then how we can do it? We can do in this way. Next thing, we can display these values with the increased size, then we can display in this way. So these are the clone values. Clone values we have. Next, these are the original values we increased, and values with increased length. And if we want to put some space, then we can do in this way. Now let's check this one. It will print us the clone values, and this will print us the new added values to the arrays of string. Now we have, first we have clone values, that is 4 values we have: programmer, CSharp, coding, and developer. So these are the cloning values of string of arrays. This means 2 more elements into the same string of arrays. Means first we set it 4, and then next we increase this value to 6. Means 2 more values we add into this same string of arrays with this one resize method. Next we have all original values, first 4 values as it is, and new 2 values into this string of arrays, tutorials and world. So this is all about the resize of method. Here we can set the clone size, and if we want to create any new copy of that array, then we can clone it in this way. And if we want to resize it, means if we want to increase the array size, then we can do it in this way. So this is a resize method. Next we can check the exist method. Suppose in some requirement we need to check that value is available into this string of arrays or not, then how we can check it? We can check it in this way. Exist value, can we have into this string of arrays? Then we can have exist method. For this purpose we can write here the array name and then the anonymous function. Here we can check this value. Suppose if we want to check this coding text is available into this string of arrays or not. Now let's check this one. So here we have the exist value, that is true. It always return true or false, means boolean value it will always return. Now it is existing into this code. Suppose if we provide some message that is not available into this one, now how it will react to this situation? Now it is giving us the false value because this text is not available into this string of arrays. So this is all about the exist method, arrays of exist. We can check that a particular element is present into this string of arrays or integer of arrays. Next we have some more methods of arrays. First one we have find method. It returns the first element that matches a condition. Find method is all about if we want to check that this element is particularly present into this integer of arrays or not, then we can check it with the find method. It will always give us the one element, not all elements which are matching. It will always give us the first element which is matched with this integer of arrays. So this is the syntax of this one, array.find method, and then array name, and then the lambda expression x greater than 10. So whatever the value is greater than 10, it will give us the 15 value, means that 15 is greater than 10. 20 is also greater than 10, but it will always give us the first element value, first element, not all elements. So it is giving us 15 value. So this is all about the find method. Next we have FindAll method. It returns all elements that match a condition. So in this find method it will recover only first element, but in FindAll method it will recover or get all the matching condition, all the matching elements. Here we have some length of elements, means 6 elements we have into this integer of arrays. And if we want to check this condition is matching with all the elements or not, or how many elements it will match, then we can check it with FindAll methods. Now whatever the elements it is matched, then it will recover all the elements, like 2, 4 or 6 is matching with this condition, so it retrieve us this result. So this is the FindAll method. FindIndex method we have, it returns index of first element that matches a condition. FindIndex means if we want to check the indexing value, means if we put some condition onto some array, and if we want to check this element is put into which indexing value, then how we can check it? We can check it with the FindIndex method. So here we have the condition x greater than 5. Greater than 5 value we have 6, so it is present in 2 index. It started from 0 index in 0, 1 or 2. So this is a matching condition, means second index it has a value, so it is displaying us indexing value, that is 2. So this is all about FindIndex method. Next we have TrueForAll method. It checks if all elements satisfy a condition. TrueForAll method we have into this arrays. it will check all the elements should be matched with this condition, otherwise it will give us false value. If all the elements satisfy the condition, then only it will return us a true value, otherwise it will give us false value. So this is all about TrueForAll method. Now check some more array methods. Here we have some integer of arrays. Five values we have. Values. Now if we want to check that particular condition is having the same value or not, then how we can check it? We can check it with this one. Suppose if we want to check this element is present into this integer of arrays or not, then in this way we can check it. And if we want to print these elements, then in this way we can check it. Now let's run this one. So we have the 11 value exist into this integer of arrays. Suppose if we want to check this element is greater than, which element is greater than 11? So 11 greater than value we have 44, so it will reflect us the value 44. Now let's check this one. So we have 44 value that is greater than 11. We have multiple values that is greater than 11, but it fetch only first value, means 44 value. Next thing we have, if we want to check all elements that satisfy some condition or not, then we can check in this way. Suppose if we want to check if we have greater than 10 values available into this integer of elements or not, then we can check in this way. And if we want to display this one, we can put this one into new array list. And if we want to display these elements, then we can use for each loop with the integer of arrays, then item in, then new array, then with the console we can display it with item, and for space we can put some space here. Now let's see this one. So we have 4 values that is greater than 10. So it fetch all the values, means with FindAll method we can fetch all the values from this integer of arrays. So 10 greater than 10 we have 44, 11, 78 and 89. So it retrieve all the elements from this integer of arrays. So this is the main difference of find and FindAll. Find only retrieve one element, it will check for only first element, and FindAll will retrieve all the elements which satisfy with this integer of arrays. So these are the FindAll method and find method we have. If we want to check this one, we can check it with FindIndex method. First we have to write down the syntax of this one. FindIndex method, then the array name, and then the lambda expression we have. And suppose if we want to check this 78 element value is existing into this integer of arrays or not, then we can check in this way. Now let's check this one, what it will give us. So it is giving us the indexing value that is 3, means in third index the 78 value is existing into this integer of arrays, which start from 0 index, 0, 1, 2, 3. Third index we have 78 value. So this is all about FindIndex method. If we want to check the indexing value of that particular element, then we can check in this way. Next method we have TrueForAll. Suppose if the condition arises where we want to check all the elements should satisfy with that integer of elements. So how we can check it? We can check in this way. Array of TrueForAll method we have, and then the array name. Then suppose if we provide some condition greater than 5. So if this condition is satisfied with all these elements, then only it will print us the true value. It will give us only boolean value, means true or false. If one of the element is not satisfied between these one, then it will give us false value. Now let's see result first. So it is giving us true value, means the thing or the condition is satisfied with all the elements. And here if we provide the 44 value, means greater than 44, how many elements we have? We have 2 elements only. Now in this scenario, so it is giving us the false value, because it wants all the elements should be satisfy this condition. So only in that scenario, if we want or to check all the elements should satisfy this condition or not, then only we can use this TrueForAll method. So this is all about the array method, we can use it. Next we have a difference between one dimensional, two dimensional, three dimensional, means multi-dimensional, and jagged arrays. Here are the arrays types. First one we have one dimensional array, means one row array we have. It is a linear sort of arrays where we have one indexing, and it is a line shaped, means in a sequence where we put some fixed length for this one dimensional array. It have a contiguous memory, means it stores the memory in a sequence without any gaps. It stores the lists and it is simple to use. Next array we have a two-dimensional array. Here we have rows and columns in matrix form. Next we have two indices, means I or j we have, means we can provide the rows values or the columns values, and it is mostly used in tables or grids. It also requires fixed length, means fixed rows or fixed number of columns. It stores majorly in row order, so it is mostly used in matrices or tables. It is moderate use, means it is a medium kind of usage. Next one we have a three-dimensional array, means 3D array. So here we can add layers, after that we can set the rows, and after that we can set the columns in 3 ways. Or here we have to provide 3 for loops for this one, because we have layers, how many layers we want into that particular array, or how many rows or columns we want to put into that array. Then we can do it with the three-dimensional array where we have 3 indices, 3 for loops, we have I, j or k. So it is shaped like a cube or box. So it is a fixed structure where we put some fixed layers, fixed rows or columns. It is stored in a row measure order, multiple layers. It is supportable into this 3D array, and its main usage is in 3D graphics, scientific data or coordinates, and it is a higher complexity level. So because here we have multiple layers, multiple rows or multiple columns, so its complexity level is higher as compared to all other arrays. Next one we have jagged arrays. Arrays of arrays, means inside array we have some more arrays, so that is a jagged array where we have multiple arrays, means arrays of arrays, arrays inside arrays, uneven rows. We provide any particular elements for particular row, so it is not compulsory to set the fixed length or fixed element size for each row. We can set it according to the requirement. It is flexible, rows can vary, means in each row we can set the size on a demand. means if we want to set first row size with only 2 elements, we can insert only 2 elements. In second row we want to set 3 elements, then we can do that. According to the requirement, we can set the element size in each row. Each row stored separately, non-contiguous. So one dimensional is contiguous, means it stores the data into a sequence without any gaps. So, but jagged array is non-contiguous, and in each row we can set the size, means set the elements according to the requirement. Ragged data, different length, we can set the different length for each row. Variables, row size, for example marks of students. So it is a moderate complexity level. So these are all about the differences of one dimensional array, two dimensional array, three dimensional array, means multi-dimensional array, 3D array or jagged arrays. Already we discussed about all these arrays one by one in our last lectures. Whoever had not watched the last videos should have watched the last lecture for clearance of these dimensional arrays. Next we have today's summary. So let's revise what we learned today. First one, we have arrays of method. It provides built-in operations like searching, sorting, copying and reversing of elements. Already we talk about the array methods. If we want to change or check the size of that array, or if we want to check the indexing value, if we want to clone some arrays, integer arrays or string arrays, then we can use these arrays method. And if we want to search for a particular elements or to check all the elements, we can use FindAll method for this methods if we want to check that into our integer of arrays or string of arrays. Next one, we have difference between 1D array, 2D array, 3D array or jagged arrays. So one dimensional array is considered to a linear collection of elements accessed into a single indexing. So wherever we have one row indexing, then we can go with one dimensional array. Two dimensional array we have where we have a fixed table like structure, where we have rows and columns accessed using two indices. Suppose here we have the condition arises where we have to set the rows and columns, then we can go with or approach the two-dimensional array in that scenario. Three-dimensional array means 3D array, cube-like structure with multiple 2D layers accessed using three indices. If we want to create some layers into that arrays or into that layers we have some sort of rows or columns, then we can approach three-dimensional array where we can set all these things, means layers, then we can set rows and then we can set columns. Jagged arrays and arrays of arrays where each row can have a different length. So jagged array is like arrays inside arrays, and in an array we have multiple arrays into that particular array. So that is a jagged array where we put some particular length for that particular row. So that is all about jagged array. So this is all about today's lecture. We studied about arrays method and dimensional arrays. You can practice them into your Visual Studio. If you have any doubt related with these topics, you can mention them into the comment section. So let's wind up today's session. Thanks. See you in the next lecture.